over. We also collectively have the North Node in Pisces right now, so keep in mind that we're moving towards.
Is that going to stay that way?
No, it's going to. We are moving towards the North Node for all of us, moving into Aquarius around August.
Yay!
Which I'm very happy about.
Jesus.
And all.
I need a little air in my fire. I'm done with the excessive.
It's a lot of.
I
mean, it was a good time for you to go to the whales.
Yes, it was a great time.
That was really, really.
I mean,
helpful.
that was very highly supported.
Oh, yes,
for that.
You were like, "Let me be Poseidon."
Yes,
here in
I was.
Random, you were.
I really was.
Yes,
Katie was literally, just for you guys who don't know this, Katie was on a trip in Mexico. With the whales and what the migration, right?
The gray whales. It's their calving season.
But also you saw all other kinds of whales too, right?
We saw other kinds of whales. We saw an orca,
dolphins.
We saw.
Oh yeah, the orcas. You're not even supposed to see them.
You're not supposed. So it.
Didn't you see another other?
Yes, there's a kind of whale. It's called a fin whale. And a fin whale is only a couple feet shorter than a blue whale, which is the largest mammal on the planet, a blue whale.
Wow.
So we had these experiences and we saw humpbacks as well.
Oh, wow.
Plus like round stingrays.
Whoa.
And, like pelicans.
Did you pet them too?
No, no. They were like in a little lagoon.
Oh.
So,
wow.
Pelicans with like their little mohawks. They were following our boats around because they thought we had fish. It was like being followed by dinosaurs. I'm not going to lie. It was a little unsettling.
Did you think about what I said in California when we were in LA?
Yes, like why don't birds eat us?
Yeah, like at any time a bird could like come down and be like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
And like how like restrained they are.
Yeah. So
like they just
but
leave us alone.
what's really interesting about that is you're talking about like their consciousness of animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so this place that I went, it's Guerrero Negro, which is on the the Baja Peninsula.
Oh,
yes.
That's what it means.
And it's literally like we drove from San Diego. It was like a 12-hour bus trip through the desert to get to this town. And there was one town that we stopped in, San Felipe, to eat something, and then we drove the rest of the way down. So Guerrero Negro is the only place on the planet that it's protected. It's like it's protected by Mexican like wildlife laws, but you can actually interact with the gray whales in this space. Mm-hmm. And it was honestly, what is happening?
I don't know. Now Amazon's here.
Oh.
I don't know what is happening. Everybody's just coming into my driveway. Like,
I was like, what is that noise?
I don't
I was like, whales, is that you? I heard the sound of the brakes.
This is the moon is in Gemini right now, and which is like travel and neighborhoods and like traffic and like and literally you're having like it's like planes, trains, and automobiles happening all at once right now. That is what is happening.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Katie.
No, it's okay. So,
did you wear a wetsuit? Like
no, because we didn't actually swim.
Okay.
Thankfully.
Like, well, could you have gotten in the water with the whales?
Not there because the way that the currents and just everything are, it's not
like could you have gotten swept away?
So it's a lagoon. They wouldn't eat you.
Wait, then you could have got boomed by the whales.
You don't really know what's in the water.
Oh, like a shark?
Not well. I mean,
or a man o' war?
Why? Because it's so deep?
Like dirty.
Really?
Oh,
like whale poop.
Oh,
I'm like, we actually did see 3 whales that had died.
Oh no!
Listen.
It made you calm.
It did. I had a very clear image though of. And hearing like it's the circle of life.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they're in the water when that happens. So for me, I don't necessarily want to be jumping in.
How long do they
live?
I
see. Like
How long do whales live?
They might be
I'm not sure.
Are you checking for the whales?
It might be.
Here comes the Amazon man. He's gonna knock on your door now. Oh, he just left it. Hello. No, I'm just kidding. What's happening?
What is happening?
So, I know. It's like it's Gemini. It's all the air.
It is.
It's all the emotional air. So they're protected lagoons, and you have to have a license. And there's only certain operators that can operate these boats. They're locals to Guerrero Negro, and the mother gray whales come and they have the babies and they hang out there they come from Alaska and they like migrate from Alaska down past California to Mexico, have their babies, and then they migrate back up north.
Why do they want to have the babies in Mexico?
Because it's warm and the lagoons are protected.
Oh.
It's also why the humpbacks from Alaska will
did
go
they
to Maui.
Know that the lagoon is protected?
I wouldn't be surprised after my experience if they know this.
Right.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I think I had like a certain expectation of this is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But when I actually got there and experienced it, it was like a life-changing experience for me.
Yeah.
And I still am not fully able to like find the words for it.
Mm-hmm.
But the interactions are left completely up to the whales. And it's so interesting because you see, just like here in the States, if there's a whale, they turn the motor off on the boat.
Yeah.
And and so there were times where we would do that and see the whale, a mama and a calf, and they would just like go off in the other direction. And then there were times where we would see them and we would stop. And we had one mom and calf that literally would stop the boat. They turned and came straight for the boat. And they came up and they were like interacting, and like the whale baby wanted to be scratched, and like it just.
I bet they don't get a lot of good scratches and pets.
So
like they probably feel so good to them.
So these whales are huge. So you got to think I'm in like this little 8-person boat with like.
Is it bigger than the boat?
Oh yes.
Oh really?
Oh yes. The boat is maybe the size of like my RAV4.
See, it's nature being nice to us again.
Yeah,
they could just come and like knock it over.
So here's the thing. I was they could.
No, they could.
So they did warn us that the whales will often push the boat.
For fun. They're like
kind of like because they get excited and it's like they want the interaction and they'll come really close to the boat and like they'll push the boat. But it's also like a 40-foot whale and you're like in this little tiny boat. But it wasn't scary. There was not one time that I was actually scared.
Really? Scared.
I was not scared.
I was not scared.
Did you have like a feeling like you wanted to go and like just lay on the whale? Did that image come up for you?
So we kind of were, because the moms would often go under the boat and just kind of hang out there while the babies played. So, there was one, I will say that I did have a moment because we were there and we were playing. The baby kept coming up and knocking into the boat, and gray whales have this baleen. Yeah. And you can actually like touch it.
Oh, it's inside their mouth.
Inside their mouth. So the baby kept opening its mouth.
You felt the baleen?
So we could feel the baleen. And so keep in mind that like the people that are doing this, like
this is cool.
Our guide is a marine biologist. He taught in Southern California like for a really long time.
Wow.
And not everyone that does these tours is that, but for me it was really important to be like eco. Yeah. To be like eco sensitive, And I know they're looking at pictures of Bailey and they're like, ew, it's just like white little soft kind of filter thing.
It's a filter. It's like a sieve. Filter. Yeah. It's like a sieve.
Yeah. So the gray whales, what they'll do is they'll scoop sand up from the bottom and filter the sand through their mouth.
That's
even
worse.
It looks like that?
Yeah.
You wanted to touch that?
Okay, you guys watching?
It was a lot little.
Look up
Baleen.
A lot
smaller.
Look up baleen. It's like a filter system.
So that might be. Did you look up specifically gray whales, or did you just look up whales?
Baleen whales.
Yeah. Baleen. So humpbacks are baleen whales. Gray whales are baleen whales.
Wow.
But
that's cool.
Like these babies came up to the boat, and it was emotional because what we were feeling, and even like our guide has been doing this. He's been running these trips for, probably close to 15 or 20 years at this point. And even him speaking, he was getting emotional
Oh.
about, you know, like, and this is where it's at for me, is that after everything that humans have done, you know, like these whales, they're still endangered. You know, they're not on the brink of at least the gray whales. There's not a ton of them left, but and there's a level of trust that they had where the mother whale was like, here, look at my baby, and I'm gonna come over. Like, I got to do Reiki on a 40-foot mama gray whale.
It's amazing.
Like, and she kept putting her pectoral fin up. And then I would do,
that's the picture you sent us?
That's the picture I sent you.
Yeah.
And she would put it down, and then I would check in with her, and I said, do you want more? And her fin would come back up, and she would hang there, and then she would go back down. I mean, the consciousness of these animals, I mean, I don't even like it. It's hard to put it into words.
Yeah.
But they have so much awareness of their size, of their power, of they were so gentle. And that to me is what stood out. Like the awareness that they had, like, oh, these are people in this little boat. I could easily flip this boat, but I'm just gonna pop up next to it so that, you know, they can scratch me or whatever, and then I'm gonna go underneath of it and I'm gonna come up on the other. It was crazy. I mean, in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going back to swim with whale sharks in October. I'm doing that.
Amazing.
I'm doing that.
Get in the
that
ocean?
10-hour. It's in a different place. It's in Bahia de los Angeles, which is the second place that we went to. So Guerrero Negro is where the gray whales were, and then we saw the orca, the fin whales, you know, the birds, all those other, and bioluminescence, which was
that's
amazing.
Incredible.
So it's like I hit all my bucket list things literally in 4 days.
Incredible.
You know, two travel days.
What about that spring you saw?
The what?
The magnesium spring.
Oh yeah, and the magnesium salt springs. Like it was just crazy in the best way. But I'm telling you, like, if this is something that you
is TikTok saying weird things?
No, the TikTok AI says a guide recounts a whale watching in Guerrero Negro. Like it captured what you were saying.
Yeah. Well,
that was the guide.
I am not the guide, but
wait. So were you talking to them, and are they? Yeah. How are they doing?
They're actually there's like so much wisdom that I was able to get from them, and patience. Like I feel like I'm still actually processing a lot of like the energetic exchange that happened. It was a lot. I mean, it was a lot. And there were also like several different pairs of whales that came. So, and each one was different. So say we saw like 6 different mom and calf pairs, which he said in recent years that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I feel like they came to you.
And he actually made a comment. So everyone that I was on this trip with was amazing.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
It was I'm
glad.
A situation where everyone was just like, this is something that I've wanted to do for my whole life.
Oh, wow.
And here I am doing it.
Oh, wow.
And everyone was kind of like tuned into energy and, you know, that how it works. Even if it wasn't fully consciously.
Was it mostly women?
No, actually. We had, it was a woman and her husband, and then the rest of us were women. But then the second boat was all guys.
Oh, wow.
That was another whole thing.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. It was, I mean.
When I picture whales, I feel like it makes me feel like I'm in the space where it's going to feel like when I leave my body. Like, it's like this love and enormousness.
Yes.
And not something that necessarily maybe it can be sung.
Yes.
Like, but like,
I like
my
that.
whale.
The whale.
That was your whale song? Okay.
Yes. Well, the gray whales actually click. You know, and their frequency is very low, so it's hard to hear it.
Oh, you couldn't
with that. I could feel it in my body. But from the underwater footage, you can hear them clicking. We actually heard the orca.
Really?
The orca like squeak.
What?
Like above?
Like, could you hear it from above the water?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really cool. And fin whales That was amazing. These things they're just gigantic, like 60 feet long.
Well,
they're, like, gigantic.
Well, we were reading, remember that, like, the SETI Institute,
Yes.
Just recently has had documented they were able to actually decode and have an entire conversation with a whale.
Yep.
And these are scientists, and that was interesting, that happening at the same time.
And me going, well, I talked to a whale for 20 minutes too.
Yeah, exactly. SETI, if you would just contact us,
I know, we
can also just
communicate
and let you know what they're saying.
Yes.
But good job on technology.
Yes.
They can't talk in your dream, right? The SETI scientists.
Oh no, that wasn't a dream. That was so weird. So what Natalie's talking about, it was like not this weekend, but last weekend.
It was while Katie was in Mexico.
Yeah. It was when Katie was in Mexico, and anyway, I was not trying, but I unexpectedly made contact, or they made contact with me, because they actually some of the institutes, it was like Swedish, I think, scientists anyway, that are out there that work with the same organization. As it turns out, I did not know any of that before that.
Yeah.
So I just said to them, like, the next morning, I was like, something really strange happened last night.
Yeah.
And I said, I know this is going to sound absolutely insane. I was like, but it was like this group of scientists, and they came across my field, and I said they didn't my frequency signal, and I said they didn't realize I was a human.
Oh my god!
And I was like,
oh my
not in a position to interact. So I was like, I'm going to shut this down right now, and I will return later. But I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
So.
Do you think they thought you were from another galaxy?
Oh, I sure do. And then it turned out,
oh my god.
And then I was like, and it was funny because I could hear them talking.
Whoa.
And then they thought they had hit something, and they were having conversation with an intelligent being. And
you're like, yes, I am very.
Yes, I'm very intelligent.
I'm not available right now.
I'm not available.
Let's circle back.
I am Courtney Orlando with 14 letters after my name.
Yeah.
And
I am like, Dr. Physicist Orlando.
So then I say this to them, and then she's like, "Oh, that's weird, because my the head of my boat's kids live in Sweden." I'm
yeah.
That's rather strange.
Yeah.
And then it circles back to, then all of a sudden the video pops up, because I'm always like watching science things, and like this video pops up on this organization, the SETI organization, that and this other group that were working together, and that they had developed this technology to speak with the whales, and they actually were able to decode. But then I was like, okay, let me look them up.
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, they have a group of scientists in Europe, but one of the places they believe is in the Netherlands somewhere. And that's what I said. I said, I don't know if it was the Netherlands or Sweden, but there were some Swedish scientists. That much I know.
Yeah.
And I said, and then it said it's the same group that actually developed this technology that sends out to have a conversation with the aliens. This is really happening in science right now.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, there's my answer. Thank you, guides, for answering. But I am absolutely not insane. They literally were sending out a signal, and then mine must have bounced back, and then they thought they were having a conversation. They found something, and I'm like, oh, friends.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
I'm in Pennsylvania, and I am on planet Earth. I happen to go to the other dimensions as well. But I will circle back at another appropriate time, and I'll get back to you. And I am going to do it.
You are.
Oh yeah, I think Katie's going to do it with me.
I
so we're now that my signal knows where their signal is, I can just drop in.
Okay.
So what I'll do is I'll go visit them.
Oh, they're going to be so excited.
And so that they can see what humans are capable of.
Right.
You know, the good news is that most people just think, oh, you put all this power out to like these aliens and intelligent life. I don't think humanity has a freaking clue, of our own potentiality.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's like sometimes people will elevate us and elevate us. And yes, we do have really insane, psychic skills, telepathy, like true, accurate telepathy. It's true. But here's what I think is important for everybody to know. You all have access to this, like in some way.
The birds, the blue jays.
Oh,
there's blue jays like losing their shit
out there
as we're talking.
Well, so I mean, the animals around here are very sensitive. So, and you guys can't see this, but we're here in my office, which is on my farm in Maple Glen, Pennsylvania, and when we do sessions, like, the animals will come up to the windows. We, like, not just like, oh, there's an animal, on the farm. It's like they will actually come up to the window.
Yeah.
They will interact. They'll start behaving in certain ways. It's like, it's very, very obvious. It's amazing. And so they're very attuned to the signals and our signals and what we're doing.
Yeah.
But all that to be said, I don't know, but this is tracking. Is, you know what? Maybe it's going to track into what you are going to have to say. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, I heard one of the guys say that. Sorry. What I'm thinking about, Katie, is you were talking about this limiting belief about the space between something.
Yes.
And I think like people might see us and either go, oh, that's a bunch of bullshit. And listen, it's okay if you do. Like, there are a bunch of psychic bullshit people. Like, most people I know are absolutely full of shit. And I also know some really talented ones.
Yeah.
So, like, both are true. And I wouldn't blame anybody for, like,
discernment.
Having good discernment is super important. But here's the thing, like, then they'll just look at us and go, well, I can't do that. And you immediately put yourself in the box if you can't do it.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, that's like looking at a bodybuilder and immediately saying, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Well, no, you have the exact potentiality that I do to have that kind of muscle. You just have to do the things it requires to build those things.
Right.
And you're being a clear channel or psychic. It can get built. You don't have to fake it. Okay. So even the fakes out there, you could come learn. And I mean it, because you could actually get really good at this. Yeah. And the people that are not fakes, but just want to have it in life, like, you don't even have to do it professionally.
Yeah.
Like you can just have it. And furthermore, most people don't know that in consciousness development, telepathy and psychic skills are part of our consciousness expansion.
Yeah.
So, like, all of us, three of us,
we do it all the time.
The three of us, right, have talked often about like we, even now, it's not like, oh, here we are and that's it.
Yeah.
My skills keep developing.
Oh yeah.
Your skills keep developing.
Yeah.
Your skills keep developing.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like,
it doesn't end.
Yeah.
There's no end. There's no grand finale.
There's no grand finale. In fact, at some point it just becomes like you're just in awe.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, whoa,
you're
did
like,
that just happen?
Did that just happen?
Yep.
Like, that happens a lot for me, and I'm like, it makes my head spin. Like, and if my little human brain tries to understand it from a logical point of view, it cannot.
You can't.
It's something I have to understand with my whole being.
Well, you're in the nonlinear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So the nonlinear is always gonna. It's like, I like to tell people, you want to know what nonlinear is? Your dreams.
Yeah.
And I was like, you ever, like, you're in your dreams, and when you're there, you're understanding perfectly.
Yeah.
And then you come out of the dream, you go to tell that dream to somebody, and you're like,
and it's like grasping at threads.
Yeah.
Like you can't quite.
It's like grasping at baleen.
Yeah. Baleen. Yeah.
Oh,
I know what that feels like now.
Ew, it's grossing me out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's almost like rubbery.
I like
Stop.
I like hearing you talk about this. So, wait, what about the limiting beliefs?
So,
bring you back there.
So go back to what you were saying about where we create this space, right?
Yes,
you say it the way you said it.
So today's card was chasm, right?
Yeah.
And the idea is,
oh my gosh,
the space that we create, that we think we have to reach this huge space in order to get to where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's can
you give an example?
Belief. So, say that you are trying to manifest a new job,
okay,
right? and you're like, okay, well, this is what my dream job looks like, but I have to do this first, and I have to do this first. So it's like this constant, like putting obstacles in your own path almost, because again, we're moving from linear, like you have to do this in a straight line, into the nonlinear.
Yeah.
Which is, wait a second, I don't actually have to do this, this, and this first. What I can do is, okay, I'll work on my resume, and then I'm going to put it out there, and I'm just going to put it out there, and I'm not going to have to worry about it. And I'm not, because I'm sending that signal out there for people, and,
I see, because the signal otherwise is I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. Like I still have more to do.
It's
it's this disconnect that happens between you're saying, I want this, and I know I deserve this. But what happens is there's this subconscious imprint of, you don't really deserve this. And you have to do all of these things to prove yourself first. And if you don't do these things, that means you're not actually worthy of getting this position. You know what I mean? So logically, your brain is like, I know that that's not true. But your energy has this frequency blip in there that's
I feel like people do that around money.
Yes, very much.
So like they immediately put themselves into a category for wherever they're at the time.
Yeah.
And they create separation.
Yeah.
Like between wherever they are financially to like, oh, that's impossible.
Right.
So if I were to tell you like, oh, you could be a billionaire, right? You would be like, yeah, okay. You would, right? Some people would.
That's the
immediate response for most people would be like, yeah, okay. How? Let me see.
Yeah, show me how I'm
going to do this, right?
I don't have the resources to do that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it's this languaging that we have,
and that also that they're separate. Like somehow you're not of that class.
Yeah,
or you're not of the like. Oh well, lucky them. You even can throw resentment. Towards certain classes of people, and let's like even bring it down. Let's say you're not even up to middle class, and you are in poverty, then the resentment can be like, oh, like they're that, and that actually keeps them in a lower frequency
to attract
as
opposed to being like, oh,
because,
I'm so happy for you,
because their system is like, oh, this isn't safe. It's like it's a really interesting thing, and like also their imprints like that also like get created, right? Katie, am I going right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is like around people that they behave a certain way.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is like people are going to treat you like crap if you're homeless. Like I've been there, and nobody wants to talk to you. And or when they do, they're not interacting with you like as if you're an actual human. Like if you're an actual human.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is you see all these videos that come up about like these people giving like the homeless person like, thousands of dollars or getting them a home. But what's funny is if you meet any given person, like I'm not saying like I'm in a much better place today, right? And financially, but I've been pretty much at all class levels, almost, not all of them, not the billionaire status yet, but right under that, right? And so like being both, I couldn't possibly see when I was homeless how I could ever get to where I'm at right now.
Right.
Like first of all, this thing was just like, yeah, whatever. Like I remember thinking that, feeling it. And I just remember being in that struggle of like, fuck you. Oh, excuse me, everybody. But it was. It was. But what happened was, Katie, is at the time when I finally started coming up out of that, what was also awesome about having nothing was really great because I had a blank slate.
Yeah.
Right.
And like right now we're in 0 degree energy of Aries. Yeah. And it feels like the planet actually has a blank slate. I know you guys don't see it like that.
A lot of people don't. Yeah.
But we actually like have that.
Yeah.
And so what's great was I didn't have anything to lose.
Right.
Like and so anything that I had gained at that point, would be amazing.
Yeah.
Right? Like anything. Like if you got $1 that day, you were very excited.
Yeah.
And then once you got that, I remember getting back into like 1-bedroom. I'm at a studio apartment, and I was like, I thought it was the cat's meow. I was just like, wow, I didn't realize how much I didn't appreciate the life I had before that, where, you know, I was a comfortable, like, middle class, upper middle class, to all of a sudden you drop down. And you're like, oh, I really get to experience this, like, what's a need versus a want.
Yes.
And what, like, how much I really had.
Yeah.
So there was something coming up. It came up in Emily's past life reading that I did for her the other week, but it's also up for the collective. And speaking of what you're talking about, this chasm. And it is the idea that a lot of humans right now are experiencing scarcity mindset while being surrounded by abundance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the truth is that most of the planet, not all of it, some people are in absolute scarcity, but even on scarcity, you're on planet Earth. So, like, just in and of itself, planet Earth is abundant as hell.
Yes. Which I got to experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Being literally in the middle of nowhere. I felt like I was on another planet.
Yeah.
Right?
It felt like I was on another planet. It
Like
really
in
did.
the middle of the desert.
And in the middle of the desert, and then being in Bahia, which only has like about 800 people that live there.
Wow.
You know,
Do they live
have
there
like a market.
year-round?
Yeah. They have like a supermarket, and that's pretty much it. Like, no pharmacies, no, they don't have anything.
Do they go?
And the closest town is 2.5
fish
hours. Yep. They're fishermen.
Wow.
You know, and we were literally the only boat.
Whoa.
We were the only boat in this, like, the water was like, the Sea of Cortez was like glass. And you see all of these islands everywhere. And it literally was just like, it's so hard to register. Like, oh my God, like, look at this. You know, it's like your brain is almost like.
Do other people live on those islands that you're seeing?
No, I mean, not that I know of. Like they're just like these little,
was it like
little islands.
Like here you are in this like abundant fresh air and this abundant sea.
Water
it's
and
filled with
wildlife.
It's filled with tons of fish that you could eat if you needed to.
Yep.
Right? Like right there, better than anything you can find in any market.
Watching like the sun come up, seeing how like what like the cactus and how they play a part in like the ecosystems and that, you know, it was such perspective. It was such perspective, and we're surrounded by this.
We are literally,
you know, and it's like, can we get out of our own way?
I just think that like we've forgotten as humans, like we've really forgotten. And we've been so driven by this consumerism. And listen, there's nothing wrong. I don't want to also guilt, like, great, if you can have luxury, my gosh, I think luxury's great. I'm so sick of people shaming people for having luxury and having these codependent attitudes with people who have money, like that the people that have money should be giving it to the people that don't. Like, okay, it's kind if you can, but then you're creating a codependency.
Right.
And I'm saying that as from somebody who had been absolutely poverty stricken. Like it was like, how are we going to create? And what me and my daughter did, it was me and Sarah.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
And it was like at the point, it was before that I started to manifest, probably before I even got back to Sarah. And then finally when I got back, and at the time I was living with my mom, and, you know, again, I thought that was the cat's meow because it was just like I had a roof over my head and I had food and I was like, oh my God, we're so rich, you know, like just to have that. I thought, oh, wow. And my perspective completely changed. And I think I want to invite whoever's listening right now to that perspective of like, are you having a scarcity mindset where your scarcity mindset is creating the chasm?
Yes.
That's telling you that you're far away or that you're distant or that you have to know
certain things or do certain things or earn certain things or
what I needed to do was create the safety of it in my body and in my system. And I just started playing with like visualization and meditation. And I thought to myself, I don't know if this shit is real, but I'm going to go ahead and have at it.
Yep.
And we were just having a good time.
Have fun. That is so.
We were having such a good time. Fun. I had no idea how we were gonna do any of that, but I thought, you know what? When I think about it, lights me up. This is what these are the things I love to imagine. This is who I want to be spending my time with. And me and my daughter look at each other today, and we're like, "Do you see this? Do you remember we were just talking about this? Like, we're about to be in a new home, and this bedroom that Sarah's going to have, my youngest daughter, is literally the bedroom that we were imagining. Like, I didn't know how that. And the thing is, you don't have to know. You don't have to frigging figure it all out. That's not like, it's just like you get in that creative flow, right? Yes. And then you've got to down regulate. And a lot of people don't even realize they have limiting beliefs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. They just think it's the way it is, or they say, "Well, no, this is that." No, that's automatically a limiting belief.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like what when they say this is the way it is. That's the way.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And here's the thing: it's not.
Yeah.
It's not,
because we are infinitely connected to the quantum field of limitless.
Right now, it might be that way, but that doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever.
Love from Orlando.
And
hi, Orlando. Thank you. Do you think that's from your husband?
No, I don't think my husband's on. I think maybe they're from
literally,
from Florida. And it's just a coincidence.
So I apologize too. If people are on Facebook, I'm not seeing everything's kind of frozen. And hopefully, you guys can still see us.
I know,
but I can't.
We don't see any interaction
or anything. So, if you're interacting, I'm waving to you now, and at the end, I'll go back and hopefully everything will come.
Instagram, we see you, but we can't. We can't. It's so small up on our phones that we can't barely see it. Same with TikTok, but I see a little bit, and and we're still waving.
They're waving heart. They made hearts on TikTok. Thank you for the hearts.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But this
is helpful for me to hear, you guys.
And you know it's really interesting too, Court. As you were talking, I kept hearing the guys were saying, it's important to note that entitlement goes both ways. So you have this idea sometimes that people who have money are so entitled and they think they can do whatever they want. Da 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 da. But then it's like.
And you don't even know where they came from.
Right. You don't know the person's story.
Would you be happy for me when I'm moving into a great big mansion that I was homeless 7 years ago?
Right.
Yes.
Would you be happy for me? Because that was the truth.
Yes.
Instead of who does she think she is? Well, who I think I am is
a loving,
on
TikTok.
Loving,
a lot of hearts.
Like a loving human.
Yes.
Oh, you're stellar.
And I think that just by
I'm here. I'm just closing my eyes for a moment.
Just 45 minutes.
No, I'm just taking a moment.
You're gonna take a moment, and then you're gonna wake up and tell the astrology.
Yes,
a little bit.
I love hearing this also because if I can keep reinforcing for myself, I have nothing. I'm not even going to say it, but I'm BROKE.
Yeah.
As opposed to look what I have. I have food in my fridge. I have leftover sandwiches. I literally have leftover sandwiches.
Yeah, you have so much.
I have so much.
You just got a new car.
I got a new car.
Is reliable and gets you.
It's a really
everywhere
nice new
you
car.
need to be.
Yes, with heated seats. I have my health.
Oh, yes.
I'm strong.
You have access to clean water.
Yeah, I know.
That's interesting that you're saying that too. Because in Mexico, no one can drink the water.
Oh yeah. See? What did you do?
And they have bottled water and they have filtered water. And they'll bring water in.
Do the people who live there
they can't drink it either.
Oh.
That was my understanding.
Wow. So they might
at least where I was. At least where I was in Mexico.
Is that someone you know?
Yes, Laura Ryan.
So it's.
I love
I'll tell you, this is perspective for you. People want to bitch about gas right now and the price of gas and gas, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm in this little town in the desert of Mexico, and their living is made by fishing, and there's no gas in the town for the boats.
Oh.
Okay. So we got there, And our guy happened to have gas because he had got it the week before and like got extra. So he was the only boat in the town that was able to go out until the gas came. And here's how the gas comes. There's a big truck that goes somewhere in the desert and hooks up to a pipe.
Oh my God.
And the pipe, and then everybody stands in line in town with their gas cans. And they fight and they're, want to bitch because they don't want to wait and, whatever. And for hours, they'll wait in line. And they call it Baja time. But it literally is like, they're like, the gas was supposed to be here at 10. Oh, it's going to be 15 minutes. 11 o'clock comes. Gas still isn't here. Oh, it's going to be like 15 minutes. And, now it's like noon and there's still no gas. So.
Did you witness this?
No, but Charlie did. He was like waiting for the gas because we needed gas for the boats in order to go and do this. So, wow. And then all of a sudden it's like, the truck's hooked up. Let's turn on and I don't know how far away the pipe is from how far it actually has to go, but that's what happened. They had to wait and then turn on this thing in order to fill their gas cans. And that doesn't last forever, and it's like, again, it's perspective. Like, yes, gas costs a little bit more money right now. And guess what? You get to drive to a gas station and pick up a pump. And, even if you can only put $5 worth of gas in your car, that is a luxury, and
to have a car is a luxury.
And
I remember not having a vehicle either.
And it's like, can we come back to basics? Can we come back to center and be in the place that's like, let me just take a deep breath and look around me. Let me be present right in this moment and see what I'm surrounded with. See the things that I actually do have. And even if you don't have a lot, guess what? You're in your body and you're breathing, right? That's a huge, huge gift. Yeah. And I think that also in connection to what we're talking about is like the bitching and the complaining and everything. Rah, 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 rah. Okay. And you also want to bitch and complain how bad it is. But then as you're bitching about it, you're also feeding that energy.
You're contributing.
You're contributing to it. You bitching about something is not going to make it better. So one of the things that I have found really helpful is in that, like, practicing the pause is saying, okay, I feel this way. So acknowledge how you feel. Say to yourself, what is my motivation for putting this out there?
Like if you're going to post it, you mean?
Yeah. Or if I'm going to say it, if I'm going to say it to someone, if I'm going to post it online, however that looks.
Like, what am I hoping to get out of this?
Like what am I gaining by doing this? And sometimes it's just like, I just want people to agree with me. So let's be honest about that. That happens. And then the third thing I ask myself is this helpful? Is this helpful for me? Is this helpful for others? Is this helpful for the collective?
Right.
And if the answer to any of those things is no, then you don't do it. Because what you're then doing is that you're saying you want something to be different and you're feeding the opposite. And guess what? You're going to be caught in that loop forever and ever and ever. And guess what? It's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy. It is very difficult because it's uncomfortable. And as humans, we want to feel like we're connected. We want to be connected through this person feels the same way that I do. And it's like this solidarity.
You want to feel joined.
And there's a different way to do it. And I feel like that is right now, because we're in this 0 point energy, we get to decide if things are going to continue the way that they have throughout history or if things are going to be different now.
On that note, a lot of people might not know what 0 point energy is, right? So can you talk to Natalie?
Natalie's like, no.
About you can do it.
Well, no, wait.
Can you speak to the fact of, like, okay, one, we've just entered Aries season, so we had an astrology new year, right? But also we've entered Aries in other areas that we've never seen before, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that's happened, there's a lot of 0 point activity.
And what does 0 point mean? Just tell people what that means, first of all.
If you're looking, I don't know, some of you may know the form of a toroid. Did I say that right? Toroidal field. And there is this point in the middle of it that is like still. It's a center point, and then everything radiates out in this very interesting geometric expression out of that. And
like a moving Venn diagram. I feel like most people know what a Venn diagram looks like. So you have like the overlap in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So imagine the stillness in the middle and everything moving in like an oval shape around it. Does that
That was good.
Okay.
Yes. So we have that, and we have a 24,000 year cycle astrologically, which is called the Kali Yuga cycle, and it is ending right now. And we're starting a new 24,000 year cycle. So that's 1 0 point. Then we're also starting a new 6,500 year cycle, another astrological cycle. We're ending a 6,500 year cycle of a patriarchal astrological vibration and moving into, so we're at the 0 point of a new 6,500 year cycle, which is matriarchal. So it's another 0 point. These are all overlapping around the same time ish. Like we could even say within 100 years of each other, which is really is nothing in 24,000 years.
Right.
Then we're also having at the same time Neptune and Saturn, which is the dream, and Saturn is the structure or crystallization of the dream in Aries, which they met at 0 degrees of Aries on February 20th, which really we've never had this. We can't find a record of this astrology happening of the 0 point of Saturn and Neptune at the same time, while the Kali Yuga cycle is ending and beginning, while the 6,500 year cycle is ending and beginning, and also while we're moving from the age of Pisces, which was the 2,000 year cycle, into the age of Aquarius, while Pluto just entered Aquarius. It's so many fresh start energies happening, and if we're bringing in the energy of Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is the planet that we cannot predict. If you think you know what's going to happen and Aquarius and Uranus is involved, you actually are going to be wrong. You cannot guess it.
That's my life.
Right.
Uranus runs very strongly
I
in my
know
chart.
it is loud for you. It is loud for you. It's right on your rising sign.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's right on
there's an invitation. Yes, you both have loud Uranuses. The invitation is to know that you really can create anything. I picture there's a children's book called Harold and the Purple Crayon, and you take it, and Harold has this crayon, and he's drawing his life.
Crayon?
Yeah, how do you say it?
Crayon.
That
sounds like French. It's French.
It's like crayon.
I thought, what is that? What language did you just go to?
That sounds very cool.
So,
purple crayon.
You guys, you both said
I know.
That was really good. So it's like you get to draw your own life right now. And I know also, yes, there are these external circumstances. I know there's a lot of people, it seems like on my feed that a lot of people are really struggling. Like, oh, it's hard for me to pay the rent this month. Like, it's really, and it is true. Neptune in Aries can be related to inflation in general. So there is an astrology of inflation right now in general happening. Mm-hmm. So it's also
I was talking about a little. I know this is really practical, but just in case this is coming up for anybody else. Speaking of that inflation energy, I was like, we switched our dogs to like absolutely no hard food, and we do like all fresh veggies and chicken and like chicken breasts. And like, I was like, oh my God, this is really expensive. And I'm not going to stop doing it. But like, I'm talking about like, it's more expensive than to feed my family of 4 because I have 5 dogs.
Yes. Right.
And I'm like, this is like 5 other humans I'm feeding now. And I was like, and so then I was like, oh, let me go to BJ's to see if like I can get my wholesale price cheaper. Would you know that when I went there, freaking BJ's was like, what happened to the family pack? The family pack now looks like just a regular pack. And it was absolutely no cheaper than it was at like Walmart or Wegmans. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, used to be able to go to like BJ's and Costco and these places because you would, if you bought in bulk, you could get it for cheaper. And I was like,
Your Costco.
Costco.
Better than BJ's, you think?
Yes,
yes.
I have both.
Yeah, I
It's
think
the
I'm.
best.
Yeah, I used to go to Costco, but then we like moved over here. And
Oh.
like, I'm closer to BJ's.
No, you're
but
not.
like,
Montgomeryville.
all
There's a
right, maybe
Costco in Montgomeryville.
all right. It might-
Stop. I drive to Montgomeryville Costco.
Do you?
Wow.
Well then.
It's the best one.
Well, okay, I'm gonna re-up that membership because I just was like, this is really stupid, but I know like the planet is feeling that.
Yeah, it's true. It's everywhere. Everybody
And
is
it's
feeling
and
that.
it's giving that feeling. I think that speaks into what we're talking about, that scarcity and that chasm.
Yeah.
And it creates this feeling of I'll never get ahead.
Yeah.
Right? There's
Right.
something, and just when I think I'm making more, now there's more things to take my money.
Yeah.
You know, and that feeling of that. And like if you're struggling with that, like first of all, let's honor you.
Yeah.
Because it is really heavy feeling.
Yeah.
And it's a really heavy experience to be like, to be in the world of abundance where you're just experiencing what feels like scarcity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
and I mean, your body feels that. Like that is an accurate, like that hits your nervous system.
Yeah.
It hits your survival mode.
Yeah.
You know, and it can be really hard to do these other things when you're in survival mode.
And just for anybody that's on right now, because just so you know this, we've opened these sessions all up with Reiki.
Yeah.
So like we are sending out as we speak, your guides, your angels, your team, your higher power is like literally cutting the cords around each of you, even if you watch it after and you're not, you know, you've tuned in after.
Mm-hmm.
We're sending that out to help give some of you some space around that. And like I would also encourage you right now, like if you want to or need to call in, like letting go of limiting beliefs that you're either aware of or unaware
of through all directions of
time and space.
Wow.
And that also call in, what is it that you feel that you need, that you feel separate, you can't quite find the way or you can't see it, and it's really you know, making you feel down or like creating this extra stress. So like even if you could breathe into that right now, and then like on your out breath, just let that fall away. Let that just like give it a nice, like get all the way in your body and let source energy just kind of come over you. And even in this moment, see how you don't have to do anything? You're just softening to the safety of receiving. Okay? And we would love to hear if in the next, you know, days, weeks, you know, and thereafter, how this is shown up in your life, because it will, and what that looked like, what kind of mindset shifts came after the show, what kind of were there checks that showed up unexpectedly, or a need be met, or was there some sort of blessing? So we're sending those blessings out to everybody that's watching and listening now. Just so you know, when you log in to see us at Soul Signatures live, you're not only experiencing mediumship and astrology, but our energy is actually sent in a way that shifts our viewers and only will be aligned with your absolute highest good. Let us be clear about that. So like you can count on it. When you show up, don't worry about believing if it's true. Show up, enjoy it, and then you get to experience it after, and also realize, oh well, I was part of that because I actually took the moment to say, I am going to call something in. You know, I'm going to give it a try. You think about it like,
have fun with it.
Have fun with it. Like what I told you when I was completely homeless and had lost everything and I couldn't, there was no way. I thought, oh my gosh. And then at some point you're just like, screw it. I don't know. And you give it a try. And I gave it a wholehearted try. And you know, the invitation was then, which I think is coming up for things headed towards the North Node and Aquarius and all this fresh start energy. Is what box have you placed yourself in? That is just, let's get out of the box.
No, I know. I do want to bring up, and I experienced this yesterday, and then I think we have to wrap up shortly. But
I mean, we did start a little bit late, but
But I want to say that when you take yourself out of whatever box you've put yourself in, the people around you, if they're not able to see you outside of the box, you might find that your friend group shifts or changes, or you might like I actually had this experience yesterday.
Oh,
when I shared, like I'm also a trauma-informed holistic financial strategist. And I shared that with some people who've known me my whole life.
Yeah.
And they I could tell that there was no way they were taking me seriously at all. And and when I was like, I even bring your astrology chart into the session so I can know how to best serve you. And then I was like, oh, this might not be the right group. And then they all burst into laughter. And so I know that when you take yourself out of the box that you've put yourself in, expect people around you to not be able to vibrate with you, and your vibration may shake loose the beings that are not able to resonate with your fullest expression of yourself. And that and Uranus is also groups of friends. So maybe your group of Aquarius. So it can be like that your friend group also shifts. But I love that invitation to whatever box you've put yourself in, you get to completely jump out of it.
You don't have to stay in that box. And as a matter of fact, right now, I think the energy is the invitation is to get out of it. A lot of people even keep the box for safety. They're scared. It's not safe. It's not safe. So they keep, and that's a limiting belief. Just so you know, if you've created that you can't leave that job because this, and that, or you can't do this, and you have all your list of barriers, that's your limiting belief system. That is not because of those.
I will say what's interesting is I always hear Natalie's voice saying to me, the planets don't care. They just do what they do. So as one who has experienced more than one time being in that box and being so afraid to step out of it, it's going to come to a point where through planetary alignments, the universe, however things are, that if you are so out of alignment with where your soul is meant to be, you will get blown up.
You literally got thrown.
And it will feel like your life goes up in flames. So my advice is someone who has experienced this.
Me too.
If you're feeling that, acknowledge that it's scary. Acknowledge that you're not quite sure how to proceed, and call in whatever is in alignment with you.
And the help.
You
don't even realize that there's so many resources that you don't even know about. There's Natalie, you can speak to that about how many once you got into the financial literacy world, how you were like, oh my God, I didn't know all these things existed.
Oh my gosh.
And
you guys,
more and more and more. And then when she taught us, we were like, whoa. And then we didn't know these type of people or beings existed because you were always taught, you weren't taught about it.
No.
Or that can happen though with anything, not just finances.
So it's call in your resources. Call in the things that you need.
About Jesus.
No, she's right about that.
Wow.
She said, Mrs. EGG says, hi ladies. It is said that Jesus couldn't practice in his hometown, and that's true. That's a fact. And then for that reason, no one would take him seriously.
In his home, when he arrived?
They didn't it.
That makes sense.
That is actually documented in the Bible, that it is said that people in your own hometown, don't necessarily.
What's happening. That's what happened to me yesterday.
Because it's people will be
people have safe versions of who they think you are. And it's like having different lenses on. This is the lens that makes me feel comfortable, so I'm only going to see it this one way. You know, and we all do it to an extent, but when you have the awareness around it, when you can say you know what, maybe I need a new prescription. Maybe I need to take these lenses off for a second. You know, this is the time that we're in right now. So I think that, it's important to witness and to.
People didn't take Albert Einstein seriously.
Tesla. I mean,
Tesla, all these people, when you're here to come into this and you're being invited as a collective, which many of us are. And I imagine if you've stayed to listen to the show, that there's something about us and what you're experiencing in your own lives that's resonating for you, that it's like, hey, listen, we are, like Natalie said, at a total shift of a 24,000 year error and some other errors. And it's we're being invited as a collective and also as individuals to kind of lean into this wake up energy. And that also means like, hey, maybe this identity that I've told myself that I have, like there's a continuum. And I think that's the problem, is that people overly attach to an identity.
Oh yeah.
It causes a lot of pain and suffering. You're over attached to your ideas, your identity, all of these things, or like even identity of the political placements, and people get overly attached to it.
Super Christian.
And or like any or all the religions where it's so attached that you end up not even resonating with love, because you end up in like fights, like
and putting out into the world the energy that you are bitching about.
Yes,
because that's what happens when that's what happens. So
creating
the invitation is really, I mean, was it, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world. Like that, it is literal right now.
How are you governing yourself? You're worried about our government,
right?
How are you governing your own mind?
Yes.
How are you governing your own body?
What changes
how
are
you
making
governing your home
to start resonating with what it is that you want to see outside of you?
Yeah, as inward as outward, Hermetic principle.
Yep. Oh, you guys, I know.
She was
like
Hermetic principle.
Oh, thank you guys for being here with us today and hanging in despite all of our
people watching.
Despite all of our, you know, glitchy kind of like technology stuff.
So we're gonna call in somebody that is so good at technology, that can come set up everything.
Oh, I thought you meant you were calling them in their spirit form.
Oh no! Well, we could do that too.
Oh,
that's outside of the box thinking. We could also do that.
It's all
I thought you were going to channel like someone that's really technologically skillful who's not in her body, or
well, both can be true. Let's call them both in, and then they can stream everything for us.
Wow!
So that we can concentrate on what we're good at.
You're welcome, Miss E.G.
Thank you,
guys. Thank you. We will be here next week.
Yep,
live next week.
Steve Jobs might help. It says thank you.
Oh yeah, right. Hey,
he's not in his body, right? Did he leave?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, he would be a good one. All right.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Right.
I'm gonna.